Hello. Hello. It is time to play Doki Doki Literature Club. It is time to play Doki Doki Literature Club. Okay, yeah. I've wanted to play this game for a really long time. Like I've known about it like since it came out, but I just never played it. I've seen like clips and screenshots here and there and memes and stuff, but I've never actually played the game. So, I'm playing it now. I don't care. Would you like to review detailed content? No. I didn't. Oh my god, I accidentally clicked. Please stop. I accidentally clicked. Please. Please. Okay, here we go. Crap. Oh, I've heard that. I've heard that on TikTok. That song, noise, theme, whatever. Okay. My name is Beam. My name is Beam. There we go. I'm Beam. That's me. I've also never played a game like this before, so yeah. Hey! I see an annoying girl running towards me from a distance, waving her arms in the air, and she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sayori catch up to me. Ha. Ha. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Yakuza, so I guess I'll do the voices. I overslept again! But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say that like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, Beam. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or anything, or something. Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean, even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. Ah! By the way, Beam, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure it's possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me when I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about how I'm worried that you won't learn to socialize or have any skills before college. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises though. Will you at least promise me you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Yay! Why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about me makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit. Even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I packed my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Hello? Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I was spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here and spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know what? Well, know what? Well, that you could come to my club. Sayori. Yeah? There is no way I'm going to your club. Meanie. Sayori is vice president in the literature club, Doki Doki Literature Club. Oh! Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I'm 99% sure she only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new club. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. She said my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Or that said my interest in literature is guaranteed to be Yeah, I'm going to the anime club. Come on, please. Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kinda told the club yesterday I would bring in a new member, and Natsuki made cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or if she's so cunning as to have planned all of this out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop by for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go! And thus marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly followed Sayori across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. I glance around the classroom. New person! Girl 1. Welcome to the literature club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously? You brought a boy? Hey, how do they know that I'm a boy? How do they know that? I guess it just assumes. Hold on. Seriously, you brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Hold on. So, like, is it always a boy? Oh, it's that girl. I've seen her before. Ah, Beam, what a nice surprise. Welcome to the club. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. What are you looking at? If you if you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can just ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori, you can just ignore her when she gets. Sayori says that quietly into her ear, and then turns back towards the other girls. Into my ear, okay. Anyway, this is Natsuki, always full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with people like Sayori and Natsuki. Well, it's nice to meet both of you. And it sounds like you already know Monika. Is that right, Monika? I've heard that name. That's right. It's great to see you again, Beam. Monika smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monika was probably the most popular girl in the class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... You too, Monika. Come sit down, Beam. We made room for you at the table so you can sit next to me or Monika. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got too excited. Then how about we make some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space left next to Monika and one space next to Sayori. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray and Yuri opens the closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! Oh! Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Ha! Well, you know. And just hurry and take one. Sayori grabs the first, then Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcakes around in my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki.
Why are you thanking me? It's not like
Haven't I heard this somewhere before?
Made them for you or anything.
I thought you technically did. Sayori said...
Well, maybe... But not for you, you know, dummy.
Oh, nope, not for you. No, you dummy. Yeah, okay, yeah. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri returns to the table, carrying a tea set. She carefully places the teacups in front of each of us, before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Oh no, that was not her. That was me.
Don't worry, the teacher gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I mean that, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles in relief.
Monica raises an eyebrow, then smiles at me.
So, what made you consider the literature club?
I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayori. I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayori seemed really happy here, so...
That's okay, don't be embarrassed. We'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone.
Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own your own club? You could have been a board member of any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can't stand all of the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I'm fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader.
Yuri also nods in agreement. Then I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to conceive people that you're convince. Oh my god, I got that wrong. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it.
Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Maybe that's why they were all so delighted by the idea of a new member joining. Though, I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature.
So Beam, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Really? I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For something so gentle as you? I guess you could say that. But if a story makes me think or take something to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror! Oh, why's that? Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What gives you that idea?
You left
a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine. Your cupcakes, your poem, everything you do is just as cute as you are.
Sayori sidles up behind Natsuki and puts her hands on her shoulder.
I'm not cute!
Natsuki, you write your own poems?
Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care?
I think that's impressive. Why don't you share some? Why don't you share them sometime?
No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't. You wouldn't like them.
Not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of confidence, or sharing that level of writing, takes more than just confidence. The truest form of... Hold on, give me a minute. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta look at something real quick. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe we can share some of your work and you can set an example to help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. I wanted to read everyone's poem. We all sat silent. We all sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Nat and Yuri. Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write poems of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus, now that we have a new member, I think it will help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Beam? Monika smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining the club, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sayori may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... Beam... You all... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make it clear? How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That's it. If writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Yes, I'm so happy! Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey! You really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would be super pissed. Then that makes it official. Welcome to the literature club. Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Beam, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat. Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey Beam, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right, Sayori and I never walk home together anymore because she's always stayed at Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home.
The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 4 girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have to change to grow closer to one of these girls. Oh, the chance. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Oh, it's time to write a poem. It's time to write a poem. Pick the words you think your favorite club member will like. Okay. But who, though? That's the question. Yeah, this one. Yeah. This one. Yeah. This one. Yeah. This one. Whoa. Alright, I'm done. Hi again, Beam. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Beam. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? Oh, come on! Like he deserves any slack! Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too! I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly do have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature.
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys. Beam always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. Oh, come on. You and Beam can become good friends, too.
Sayori.
Hmm?
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know?
Oh.
Wait, Sayori.
Me?
Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing.
What is it?
Never mind.
Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, no, that's not it.
Sayori made it sound like a big deal even though it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess
I guess it's up to me to... I guess it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
Is that so?
Yeah. I won't make a big deal out of it if you don't want it to be.
Alright. Well, here.
Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book.
I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I left you... So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted.
This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. That's not the voice. Yuri. Yeah, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book out.
Phew. Well, thank you. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think.
Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little more, but at the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent me. Oh my god. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Oh my god. She bought the book. Two of them. She bought two of the books. So we could read it at the same time. How nice. No. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me, and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in the book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable.
It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. but I'm just rereading a bit of...
This is... That's the book that you gave me, right? Oh, never mind. I guess I was wrong. I wanted
to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason.
Just curious how you... Just curious how you come... Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book?
Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them.
I see. There's something fairly obvious that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let go of it. Let it go. I'll definitely start reading this soon.
I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story.
Is that so? What's it about anyway?
Well,
Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back.
The book is titled Portrait of Markov.
Oh, that's not heard of. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. It's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts falling apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was gonna be a very nice story. So that dark turn came from nowhere. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Beam?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so.
Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different.
It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goal or their own philosophy that they believe in, they suddenly become... Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling on, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem where when I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least you can do is the least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all.
That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it right now. That's not what he said.
You don't have to.
Haha, what are you saying? Just moments ago you said you were looking forward to it. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit it here. But alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri.
Yeah.
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to, it's just something I'm not used to. That is, reading in company with someone.
I see. Well, tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
Alright.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just...
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, you know?
I do. I don't... I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean...
Oh, that's not... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them.
I suppose so.
Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so I instead use my right arm to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
Here.
Oh! Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm and on the right side of the book. I apologize for that. I did not mean to do that. Into the microphone. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn the page on and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision.
Are you ready? To turn the page.
Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face and our eyes meet. Ugh!
I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her.
That's not what I just... That's not.
That's okay.
I can't... I did not mean to say it in that voice.
You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah. Thanks. We continue to read. That's not what it said. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page feels almost like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
You think so? How does she?
Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways, but she also second guesses a lot of the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything, but they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms.
I see.
Yuri remains silent for a moment.
But, Bean, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. That's so embarrassing that you think that.
Wait, I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I more meant it. It's kind of cute.
What are you saying all of a sudden? Okay, everyone. I think it's about time that we share today's poem with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long.
Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought.
Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. It's fine.
Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright, I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you?
I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way.
In that case, I'll be reading a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know?
That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time.
Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the books. I did not mean to say that. Hold on. Alright. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book and then slip it back into my bag. Okay, sorry.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done something like this. That's not what he said at all.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find something to share with?
Someone to share with.
I can't wait!
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook.
I can already see...
Nope, that's not. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I throw my poem to first?
How about...
Alright, Yuri seems like the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten.
Exceptional!
What was that?
Did I say that out loud?
Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face.
He's gonna hate me.
You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri.
I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for?
Yuri takes a breath.
So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicate you've written a lot of poetry before.
Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really.
Huh?
Yuri stares at me blankly and then looks at my poem again.
Well, I know that. I just meant,
Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly.
Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit to the two together. The end result is that both the style and the apprehensiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you really can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and It all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little biased, though. That's not what she said. I accidentally skipped it. Well, no, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Oh. Wow. How beautiful. How beautiful.
I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But you took a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
I also liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
Was it too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Beam.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than just tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot of solemn
putting it that way. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. Hold on, give me a minute. Alright. Hold on, I messed up. Right. That's a lot. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so...
Nah, if anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you.
You think so?
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was really nervous about doing this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Beam.
Me too. Who do I give it to? Let's give it to Monica.
Hi, Beam. Having a good time so far?
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright. I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring them up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Beam. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
Great job, Beam. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you.
It's easier for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort.
That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know Yuri likes this kind of writing, right?
I had no idea.
Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of their nuances. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuring Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though.
I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet.
Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things.
I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could be a while before I feel comfortable doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most, so you don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good.
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see. Well, let's read it then. Well, there's more to it.
Hole in the wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction of the spackle? See the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know. I wasn't home. A peer inside for a clue? No, I can't see. I reel blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. I wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. Hold on. Oh, a hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. So deep. So deep.
So what do you think?
It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm sorry I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that... Hold on. Yeah, that's kind of my... Yeah, that kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays. Hold on, give me 1 second, please.
Alright.
Yeah, that kind of pretty cool. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What is the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
How about Sayori? Alright.
This is a good poem, Beam. Are you sure it's your first time?
Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time?
I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now.
Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise.
See, it's like I said before, Beam. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks,
Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing that this much means knowing how much this means to her. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you.
All right. All right. I'm going to hold you to that then.
Yay. Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry. I'm really bad at this.
We'll see about that. This handwriting is a lot easier to read. The way you glow... Nope, dear sunshine. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning. It makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to swish away the rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. How deep and meaningful. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this?
No. Just a little bit.
You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question.
I forgot to do it last night.
Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself.
Don't be mean. I still tried my best.
Yeah. I didn't mean to say it like it was a bad poem. It came out nice. Or how should I put this? It sounds just like you.
Really?
Yeah. Especially that last line.
I made eggs and toast.
Even though you were late to school?
It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky.
Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me.
It was so much fun. Monica's the best.
Yeah.
But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever.
I guess I'll have to look forward to it. That's not what he said at all. That's not what he said at all. Oh, Natsuki. I have to do this voice now. Oh, God.
Beam, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home!
What? Harsh.
What? You expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this?
Do
you think I'm that stupid?
I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about.
Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'd tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I
gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid.
Eagles can fly. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Sheeps can leap. That's not what it said. That's not at all what it said. Where did I get sheep from, man? Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try. That's all. That's about it. Very meaningful. Very deep. Very deep. I like that one.
I told you you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
What? Just be honest.
I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like this?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously.
but isn't the whole point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things, but seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yes, I understand.
But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. Wow. It helps. It helps bring out the feeling that... It helps bring out the feeling in the last line.
So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized.
That's what I mean. Oh, that's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is here, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read it in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. Natsuki.
What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could just say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Okay. Cute. Okay. Cute. I can't do the voice anymore. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feelings of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks. It really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Beam liked it too. That's what she said. So based off that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, I am Vegeta. Second of all, you're not Vegeta. Third of all, you want to be Vegeta, but you can't be Vegeta because I'm Vegeta. Excuse me? I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly interesting, inspiring. Which I haven't. And Beam liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Beam appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how did you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I were full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Throwing shade.
Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Beam started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both the girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Beam, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate if she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. That's the point. That's the point in making your. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Beam. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep, expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meanings the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessary. Limiting yourself, it's also... avoiding them is also not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Beam? Well...
How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, I'm... Natsuki, you're right. You're right that I liked your poem.
See?
Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously.
I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed.
Well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute.
I see. I didn't notice that. I'm sorry.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. So, Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? I did not mean to skip that. Natsuki clenches her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's strapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head.
Sayori, she doesn't need to...
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Oh,
Natsuki. She really didn't mean to, she really didn't mean to do that.
Wait, I think I misread that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair.
Sigh.
Everything alright?
I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could anyone have gotten frustrated after... How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it well as You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Beam, you're too kind. And I'm thankful to have you a part of this. I'm thankful to have you a...
Whatever. It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So...
What thing did Natsuki say?
Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea.
Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah. Everyone okay? It's just about time for us to leave.
Hold on. Alright.
It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about the how do you all feel about sharing poems? It was
I forgot what voice I do for her.
It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. Well, mostly. Beam, how about you?
Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll all do the...
In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow.
And maybe you learn something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Beam, ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. Sayori Beam... What? That's not... Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori. About what happened earlier.
What do you mean?
You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often?
No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them now, do you?
No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you.
Phew. You know, Beam, it's nice that I got to spend time with you. It's nice that I got to in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. And I think everyone really likes you too. Every day is going to be so much fun. The flavors are melting on my tongue! It looks like Sayori hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Ooh! We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Gonna go write another poem. Alright, we're done now. Hold on, give me a minute. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to do something. Another day passes, and it's time for the club to. It's time for the club meeting already. I can't read. I can't read. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple of days. Hold on. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Hi, Beam. Yo, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just a little not used to you peeing in the club, that's all. Or I'm just still not. I see.
That's a pretty simple thing to get you in the. I'll get you in a good mood. I guess the better get it. It's always simple things when you're out with you anyway.
Speaking of which, that's not her voice. Speaking of which, I'm kind of hungry. Will you compliment me to buy a snack?
No, thanks.
Well, that's not like you at all.
I have my reasons. Why don't we take a look at your purse, Sayori?
Why that all blah 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 blah?
No reason, really. I just wanted to look at it. Sayori nervously retrieves her coin purse. She fumbles with the latch and gets it open. She then turns it upside down and lets its contents spill onto the desk. Only 2 small coins fall out. I knew it. I can see right through you, Sayori.
That's not fair. How did you even know?
It's simple. If you had enough money in the first place, you would have bought a snack before coming to the club room. So either you're not hungry and wanted an excuse to take a walk, or you plan to conveniently forget that you spent all your money so that I wouldn't lend you some. But there's one more thing. You're always hungry. And so that only leaves one option. Hold on. How do I do? Okay.
I give up. Don't make me feel guilty.
If you feel guilty, that means you deserve to feel guilty. Yuri suddenly giggles. I didn't even notice she was listening in. Her face is in her book as always.
I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book. Yuri, tell Beam to let me borrow some money. Don't get me involved in that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can. You should only buy what you can. You should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous stunt like that, your suffering is a little fair. Nope, your suffering is fair enough retribution. God, I'm gonna keep it real, man. I don't know what I was reading just now. Like, what the... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. I really like it when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen that much, but it's a fun side of you. There's no way you could think that. You were right, though. I did something bad just now, and I have to accept the revolution. Retribution. That... Still coming from you, Sayori. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Don't let her fool you.
Nope, don't let her fool you. Sayori knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
But you wouldn't have come if you weren't. You wouldn't have come if not for the cup. You wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes. So I had to trick Natsuki into making them.
Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Out of nowhere, something smacks Sayori in the face and tumbles to the desk. Pwap.
Yeah. Ow! What was a cookie?
Sure enough, it's a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori glances around. It's whatever her name is. The pink-haired one. The pink-haired one.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution.
Actually, that one... Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Actually, that one almost worked. I was just gonna give it to you. But then I heard you blab. Then I heard you blab about the cupcakes. It was totally worth seeing your reaction, though. Haha. Natsuki, that's so nice of you. I'm so happy.
Sayori hugs the cookie.
Jeez.
Just eat it. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite.
So good.
Sayori suddenly clasped her hands over her mouth. Oh.
I bit my tongue. You're going through a lot of you're going through a lot just over a cookie.
Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie.
Ah, yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez, beggars can't always beggars can't be choosers.
I can't remember what voice I had for her at the beginning.
Beggars can't be choosers. But your chocolate. But yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave that to you? Fine. I'm still really happy that you shared this one with me.
Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki, then wraps her arms around her.
Aw, jeez. I get it. Cookie's still in hand. Natsuki...
Oh, no, that's not. Cookie's still in hand. Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her.
Oh!
Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite of Natsuki's cookie.
Hey! Did you seriously just do that?
Mouthful, Sayori trots away to safety. Yuri and I laugh as well.
Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monica, can you tell Sayori?
Natsuki glances around.
Monica isn't in the club room? Where's Monica anyway? Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her today?
Being late today.
Not me. I haven't either.
Or I haven't either. Yeah, I haven't either.
That's a bit unusual. I hope she's okay. I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a... No, you don't think she has a... that wouldn't be... I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined.
Not me.
That's true. Excuse me?
Suddenly the door swings open. Monica.
Sorry. I'm super sorry.
There you are.
I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Monica, you chose the club over her Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed. Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about?
Monica quizzically glances at me. Never mind that. What held you up anyway?
Well, my last... To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense though. Why? Or you have... You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must have not heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware that you played music as well, Monica. I don't really... I kind of just started recently. I'm playing the game because I've seen a bunch of stuff about the game, but I have no idea what it's like. So I had no idea it was gonna be this, like, degenerate. But, like, I guess I'm here for it, you know? Because I've seen, like, screenshots and video clips of it, you know, but I've never actually seen any, like, gameplay. This is the first I'm seeing it. I didn't know there was gonna be this much reading, so... yeah. I kind of just started recently. I always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monica. That's... Monica looks at me. Yeah, it did mention something about, like, self-harm and, like, stuff like that at the beginning of the game, so... I guess I know what to expect. Monica looks at me. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will... Yay! That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Beam. Monica smiles sweetly. I didn't mean to pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I've been practicing a whole lot recently. And I'd really love the chance to share once I'm ready. I see. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really. I choose to leave out Sayori's mischievous escapade. I'm sure Natsuki will end up complaining to her anyway. It looks like everyone has already settled down. Sayori somehow already finished her entire cookie. Yuri is back to her book and Natsuki disappeared into the closet. Hey Yuri. I suddenly noticed that Yuri is reading a different book from the one we've been reading together. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No. I was kind of just waiting for you. If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started? Yes, let's. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for me? Oh no, can you hold this for a sec? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher, and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then we'll go get some water. She walks past me and settles the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then? Yeah. where are you two off to? Oh no, that's not. We're just... Yuri was going to make some tea, so... I suddenly realized how weird it sounds to explain this to Monica. We're just filling the water pitcher. Okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it? That's... Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want me to tell... Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping... Or with helping involve Beam in club activities? My mouth gapes. My mouth gapes. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. Then let's go, Beam. Yuri quickly exits the room, and I follow. Once in the hallway, she suddenly puts her forehead against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that? Yuri? Something about the way she said that, it made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me? No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that. Beam, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me? Because nothing that you do is bad as... nothing you do is as bad as you... Nothing is as bad as you make it out in your head to... That's not what... I'm done. Okay. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions, and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane. No. Wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that? Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that? Friend, you say? Yuri lifts her head. Beam, I really like being friends with you. Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you, too. I feel kind of awkward saying something like that, but I'm doing my best to help Yuri feel better. Anyway. Yeah. Shall we go? Yeah. Yuri and I walk to the nearest water fountain. Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Beam, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the I almost said passport, bro. I almost said passport. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Hold on, give me 1 second. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Perhaps I will. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show? And you noticed? I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try impressing myself a bit more. I would try expressing myself a bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you who's around anyway. That's great, Yuri.
Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Beam. It's very endearing.
That's... Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us.
Beam, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Why's that?
It's a bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder... I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because of my...
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
Yes. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why I should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. Hold on. Alright. Alright. Hold on. I have some chocolates as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies that I get hidden from Sayori Candy Radar. I take it since it'll go well with the tea. And Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our side. As if in sync, we assume the reading position we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer.
I can't see too well.
Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle.
Your teacup.
Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. There we go. Yeah. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally managed to relax a little. I put the teacups between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure? I feel like I know where this is going. I feel like I know where this is going.
Of course.
Why do these images look AI generated? Obviously they're not, but they really do. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any... She holds it so I don't have any harder time of it. She holds it so I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if this situation was completely natural. I knew it, I knew it. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
Beam?
Sorry? Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
That's... Well... You were just helping. That's something friends do. Right?
I mean... Not really in this kind of context, but... Yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah. Then... You don't need to stop or anything.
I see. The situation has gotten tense. Yuri really tries to return to the book. But I can tell just by her expression that even she can't focus now. My heart is pounding. I nervously take another chocolate Woo! But this time Yuri's eyes meet mine. How did it even come to this? Yuri doesn't avert her gaze. I notice her chest rising and falling to the rhythm of her breaths. I raise my arm. Like before, Yuri parts her lips. But it's different this time. I take the chocolate and place it in her mouth. I feel her hot breath on my fingers. Ah, Monica, come on! Oh, just when it was getting good, Monica. God, thanks a lot, man. Hey, Monica.
Oh, what?
No, that was my voice. Never mind. What? Yuri jolts back.
It's time to share poems. Beam?
Nope.
Beam, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
The spell is abruptly broken. Oh, Monica. Not Monica, I'm gonna say Yuri. Oh, Yuri.
I'll take care of the cups.
Yeah. Yuri picks up the teacups from the floor. I pick up the bag of chocolates. In the end, we hastily clean up without so much of a word between us. I get the feeling that this is something neither of us will have the courage to bring up. Obviously. Let's see what you've written for today. Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it?
Beam, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe...
Or maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty.
I'm not used to this.
Used to what?
I don't know.
It's fine, take your time. Yuri breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yuri likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her.
Yeah. Just being approached like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy.
Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yuri nods. Really? I don't believe it. I really
only write for myself. And besides, people would only laugh at me.
Do you really think that? Again, Yuri nods. Huh. Even your close friends? Yuri doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway. Do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yeah, I do. If it's with you, or if it's with you.
Okay, I do if it's with you, yeah. The raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as a wandering human, as an ordinary human. Unordinary. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed. I almost said that's a fed. Well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The enticing beauty of the cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, my urge. The moon. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread and I feel myself again.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style. Using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Why do you keep them to yourself?
Because they're embarrassing. And people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Beam?
Well, yeah, I do. Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like
everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. Even if it's difficult sometimes, and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness. I would have probably... After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little now. A little bit now. But I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Beam.
That's exaggerating a little bit.
It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing. But now I feel... But now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling. And you're to thank for that.
It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. Next. Who's next? How about let's go with Natsuki first this time, because I left her for last time.
Well, I can admit that it's better than the last one. It's nice to see that you're putting in some effort.
That's good.
But I still don't like this at all.
Oh.
It's trying too hard to be serious.
What do you mean by that?
Poems don't need to be all deep sounding to express something. It's going to just sound like you're forcing it unless you really don't suck at it. Honestly, don't bother trying to write poems like this until you're on Yuri's level.
Natsuki stops short all of a sudden.
Don't tell me. You're not just trying to impress Yuri, are you?
No. No. Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? What are you talking about? And keep your voice down.
You know, Yuri would love this kind of angsty.
Just because she's talented, just because she's a talented writer, doesn't mean I mean. Looks like I'm in trouble. I somehow struck a nerve through that. I somehow struck a nerve, though what I did is beyond me.
I'm so done with you.
Natsuki shoves the poem I handed to her. I literally tried to talk again, but I messed up the first word. Natsuki shoves the poem I handed to... I handed her back to me. God.
Take your stupid poem. If you wrote it for someone else, just don't show it to me.
Oh. Ouch. This is what I get for letting a younger girl step into my business. Unless I was a mind reader, I was destined to be in a world of pain from the start. At least Natsuki wasn't really the girl I was trying to impress in the first place. Monica.
Hi again, Beam. How's the writing going?
Alright, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
Wouldn't that count? I wouldn't count on it.
You never know. Wanna share what you wrote with me today?
That's not what she said. Sure, here you go. I'll give my poem to Monica.
Alright. This one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style?
I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented.
Yeah, totally. I think her poems are the most romantic. That's the best way of describing it. She's like a total different person when she picks up a pen.
I noticed that too.
Ow!
Or when she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside of her.
Mm-hmm. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her.
Hello?
Trust me, I've tried. Who knows what goes on in that head of hers?
I hope you don't mean that in a bad way.
No, of course not. I just meant that I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that, you must be pretty into her.
You completely misunderstood.
Calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. What?
Wait, really?
Yeah, a fictional one. Aw.
Monica kind of whispers that last part to me.
Just a hunch, but, well,
there's not really anything wrong with that.
Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Alright, let's take a look. Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Scene? Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my shapes on paper.
My space.
Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see.
It's still hard for me to tell what it's about though.
Oh, that was not the right voice. No one.
Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of feeling. or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. Oh god. Oh god. You never know when you might change your mind. Oh my god. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Oh! That's my advice for the day. Oh god, Monica. Thanks for listening. Oh god. Monica, man. Oh. I like this one, Beam. It has some nice feelings in it. I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. That's not very helpful, you know. Well, I'm not very good at figuring out the poems. But that's why I just go with my heart. Go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then then it must be a good poem. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works, or I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. What? Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy most of the time. I like happy the most. But something when you have a little rain cloud in your head. But sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. And make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Beam. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. Oh god. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all of the other bottles. Happy thoughts in a bottle, all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friends feel a certain way. Down comes the bottle to save the day. Oh god. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping, I blow dust off my bottle caps.
It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and I come in. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottle that much? I frantically put all of them in front of the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile beneath my feet, between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 inside my head. That's kind of dark, man. This was a dark one. What is happening? Oh, God. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but... I mean, didn't expect something like this coming from you.
Monika taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Oh, God. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori always had a habit of getting obsessed with it before dropping it. I wonder if this is one of those times. But seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Oh, God.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading we're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the events. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're gonna be performing? Monika? Yeah, we're gonna be having a poetry performance. Each of us is gonna be choosing a poem to recite during the event. Oh, God. Oh, God. But the cool part is, we're gonna let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting up all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sayori, who's been coloring posters, holds up for a Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no. It's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know. There's no way I'm gonna be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys, no, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have shared their poems with... Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to... It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best shot. Hold on, give me a minute. Give me 1 second, please. Hello? There it is. Okay. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and put up a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, it's about expressing our feelings. Being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with everyone? Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to go with it. Get over with... I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. Sigh.
I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri! This club is seriously gonna be the death of me.
Oh god.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're gonna practice reciting them in front of each other. No way! Monica! This is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see.
Monica flips through her notebook to a specific poem that she had in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. Ahem.
Monica begins to recite her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. Is this something she's done before? Is she this, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on Monika. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, Monika finished the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, Monika. Haha, thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next? Are you ready to go next, Sayori? I'll go next. What? Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches her sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called...
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can do it, Yuri. It's called Afterimage of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she insinuates with perfect timing. Nope, enunciates. Wait, hold on. I think I said the wrong word. Yeah, enunciates. I said insinuates. It was enunciates. What did I just do? Oh, you can turn it off. Oh. You can turn it off. Oh. Man. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality and glances around her as she bewildered even herself. Hold on. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward, and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
That was really good, Yuri. Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of the chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one is called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori?
It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think about it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's sincere and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. but hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud.
I did it.
Good job, Sayori.
Even being like that. I guess that's good. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nice, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely. But it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, it seems I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them, depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. It's just embarrassing to do in front of people, in front of everyone. Well then, I'm going to make you pick a poem that changes you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know. Okay. So who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Beam. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Beam lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it. Natsuki!
It's fine, it's fine. I might as well get it over with. But it's not like I have much of a selection. It's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. I'm sorry I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called
Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and a rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down, as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes, and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Oh, well... Do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier.
Oh god.
I can put whatever face I want for other people. But when it's just my friends, It's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think I would be the one. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is. So, well, you won't have much. You won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem and get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll make pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time that what you'll be reciting.
Jeez. I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort in for the club. It makes me really happy.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nice so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait. I can do this. I can do this.
Alright. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm as Sayori and Monica, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club, and impressing Monica, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yup. Look at you two always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Beam. It's okay. No, it's okay, Beam. You don't have to say it.
Whatever. Let's go already. Alright. I walk home with Sayori once more. Even though it's only been a few days, a lot of things have already changed. But today, Sayori is being a little quieter than usual on the way home. Hey, Sayori. Sorry, I was spacing out. No wonder.
I was thinking about something earlier. I like how we get to...
Sayori fumbles her words.
So let's just say that one day... Yuri asked to walk home with you.
Huh?
What would you do?
What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Oh god. Oh, what do I say? What do I say? You know what? Let's feign ignorance. Let's just answer honestly, man. Walking home with Yuri, huh? Why does the thought of that make my heart pound? I mean, given how hard it is for her to socialize, it would feel awful turning her down, so... Isn't she so beautiful and smart? That has nothing to do with what I just said. You admitted it! Jeez. There's not even any point in speculating something that's never going to happen.
Well, maybe. But I just like to think about it. It's not long before you won't need me anymore, you know?
Need you? Sayori, I can't figure out how you're seeing things in your head right now.
Sorry.
Everyone is different. Nobody in the club is nobody in the club is a replacement for you.
Huh? If you say so.
The conversation trails off, and I'm left feeling awkward. But it was kind of her fault for trapping me in such a weird question. I can't lie to her. but there's something that makes her happy. But if there's something that makes her happy, I would hate to take that away from her. That's why I said there was no point in speculating. Then again, the festival is only a few days away. Who knows what'll happen in that time? Alright. Welp. Let's save this. Yo, literally, man? Yeah, how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. Oh my god, I didn't realize. I started at like 11 something, I think. Or like exactly 12. No. Probably like 12:06. So yeah. It's been almost 3 hours. Anyway. Yeah, I'm ending this stream here because, first of all, it's almost 3 a.m. like I just said. But also, let me just save it again. But also, yeah, whatever. I've been streaming for 3 hours, and it is like almost 3 a.m. So yeah, I gotta end the stream. I gotta end the stream, man. I gotta end the stream. I'll continue later though. I did not expect to play it for that long. I do enjoy the game though. I think it's really fun, man. Anyway. Why does Monica have the same color hair as Sayori in this picture? Like, I could have sworn her hair was more like reddish pinkish. But maybe I'm just remembering wrong. Anyway. Anyway, goodbye. 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 Goodbye.